moment, we've been saying Pope Leo live, Pope Leo live, but he really was live, and you could see his character and his smiles, and he's got this smirk when he knows he's going to say something funny.
Right.
And just getting to know him in that way, this young woman, Elise, who asked the last question and got to ask a follow-up with no moderator, she could say nothing, but it was an encounter with Jesus, and it was an encounter in Jesus because she couldn't describe how she felt seeing the body of Christ come together and listening to how to come closer to Christ. That's literally the roadmap that was given to all of these young people. And I have to say, not just the ones in this room, but the 200 schools that had watch parties at the same time. And that's just in the United States. There were 16 other countries that were watching at the exact same time. Imagine all of the people whose hearts were moved by one 45-minute conversation.
I hope that people do, online, through social media, local Catholic presses, do publish something of the reactions of local schools and local communities, because I do think this was something of a real moment this morning. The Pope speaking directly to many at once, especially to the young, for those in this room, in our own native language, from our own common culture. There was just an immediate connection. We were all in the same wavelength, and yet the Holy Father took us to another level, just in terms of encouraging us to, as you said, fidelity to the Lord and confidence in running to Him for mercy and healing.
Yeah, I FaceTimed my kids this afternoon, and they said, "Dad, we watched you in school today." So even in little Ypsilanti, Michigan, the little Catholic school, Huron Valley Catholic School, there were students who were watching, who were engaging, and were being led. And I think that was one thing we were speculating on, was just kind of what his presence would feel like, what it would be like to hear him in our own native language. And I really felt led.
Yes.
I felt like, okay, our shepherd
Right.
has taken the time to care about us enough to be with us. And again, we said it a lot, but it could have been 3 minutes. It could have been 12 minutes, but it was I don't even know how long it actually was. But it was at
45
least
minutes.
45 minutes. I mean, that's a significant amount of time. And it sounds like he was even watching beforehand and paying attention to what was going on. He really cared about this. And that's a symbol of how Jesus thinks about us. He really cares about this moment. He really cares about each individual person here. And the Holy Father represented that.
Yeah, well, Father Aquinas, you're saying, well, I hope that someone will capture the reactions from these young people. EWTN News did exactly that with our sister properties, the Catholic News Agency and the National Catholic Register. And I know that one of our reporters who is here tonight, Roselle Regis, she talked with the students who spoke directly with the Pope. And she also spoke to other young people who had their reactions about how it felt to be in the room with Pope Leo. Here's her take on this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Dear young people, dear friends, good morning.
Speaking to a stadium of 16,014 to 18-year-old NCYC participants and millions watching around the world, the Holy Father gave pastoral advice and practical suggestions to Mia's mothers, Ezekiel Ponce, Christopher Pantelakis, Micah Alsisto, and Elise Wing.
I am so excited about the future, but I'm also worried. I'm worried that the church might not be relevant to people or mean as much. So my question is, how is the church preparing for the future?
When we face challenges or worries about the future, it might be good to remember that promise that Jesus once made to Peter when he said, "The gates of hell will not prevail against the church."
This is the first time a pope directly engaged with America's teenagers in a live digital encounter. Not a pre-recorded video, but an actual conversation. I spoke to the teenagers after their special encounter with Pope Leo, and they were beyond grateful for the experience.
It feels super good, and honestly, I'm super proud that I was given this opportunity, and I'm just super excited to see everyone's reaction and what they take from it, because I know I took a lot from this.
I mean, not everybody addresses the teenagers of today, and the Holy Father wants to. And being somebody who gets to be the voice of teenagers, it feels like a good burden. It feels like something that I want to do, but I want to do it with grace.
My message would be to don't be afraid to take a risk and to go out there and and join that youth group that you were hesitant to. Maybe you didn't think people would talk to you, or you were afraid. But don't be afraid and just jump into it. Take that risk, because you never know where it'll lead you, because I took that risk and look where I'm at now.
I never would have thought he would have gave us this much time to talk to him, but after hearing the words that he spoke to all of us today, it's crazy to think that he actually gave us the time of day.
Being here in NCYC with a whole bunch of Catholics is wonderful. You can talk to anybody about your experiences and ask them how theirs is. Everyone knows every prayer. Everyone knows what a monstrance is.
The dialogue lasted about 45 minutes, and the teens said it was a powerful experience.
It was absolutely amazing, to be honest. It's just so powerful to see him, even though he's not in person but online.
I'm absolutely crazy about Pope Leo, and just seeing him for the first time on live television is absolutely insane. It's amazing.
He just felt so much like my dad. It was like my papa. He was Pope Leo. It was like, just felt so intimate. It was amazing.
It was just really amazing to hear his advice on all these super relatable topics that really matter to people my age. It was so cool.
And Pope Leo's words affirmed their place in the church.
The youth are not only the future, but also the present of the church.
Personal interactions, not digital at all. Like personal interactions are just so amazing.
I really liked what he said about the little things being important. How you're the church right now. The little things you do is what makes you important, and how you can make a difference.
Pope Leo challenged the youth to become more active in the faith.
The more you come to know Jesus, the more you will want to serve him and his church. If you want to help the church prepare for the future, start by being involved today. Stay connected to your parish. Attend Sunday Mass. Join youth activities. And say yes to opportunities, just as you've done taking part in this conference.
As a thank you to the Holy Father, NCYC participants had a special surprise gift for him. Rosal Regis, EWTN News.